just a sunning, just a sunning. We're just a sunning, 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 sunning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. My name is Lou Ann and welcome to Blackberryrock Homestead. We are in my kitchen. Today's recipe Friday. I am bringing you a mix from an old book. Since I showed you a flour mix on my other channel, Lou Ann's Kitchen, I will try to leave that link below. I decided to go ahead and do the Missouri mix for home baking and give you some tips that it has. And I will be trying to go through every one of these recipes using the homemade mix within the next 3 or 4 months, maybe longer. It all depends on what's going on and everything. Anyway, so let's turn the camera around and let me show you how to make this Missouri mix, baking mix. Oh, and this book was out, it was from the University of Missouri in April 1960. So let's turn the camera around. So this recipe is a little bit different. It does have 9 cups of flour. The other recipe I did was 10 cups of flour. I need to add a third a cup of baking powder. Kind of making a mess here, y'all, with my measuring cups. And it calls for, this one calls for a third a cup of powdered milk, non-fat dry milk, plus 2 tablespoons of non-fat dry milk, which I need to add that to that. And now we need to mix it up real quick. Let me get my something here to mix this all up. We need to mix this all up. Then we will be adding a cup and 3/4 of vegetable shortening, or you could use lard, and if you're using lard, it's a cup and a half. And we got to cut it in to our flour mixture, our vegetable shortening, just like I did the other one on Lou Ann's Kitchen. Now I'm going to get this mixed in and get my lard. Get my... Now I just need to cut this in. I've already added my shortening, and we need to cut it in until it is thoroughly coated and looks like coarse cornmeal. So I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to show you some photos and do a what it says about how this mix helps. So give me a minute. So this is what it says in the book pamphlet, Missouri Mix for Home Baking. It says how to mix helps. Mix saves time. The busy homemaker can combine the dry ingredients and fat at one time for 7 to 10 bakings. Few mixing utensils are needed for the recipes, so that cleanup time is shortened too. The mix saves money. This mix made at home is 1/3 cheaper per cup than a commercial mix. The saving is actually greater than the mix already contains the necessary milk as well as a high percentage of fat. Because of this higher fat content, a homemade mix usually gives a more tender product than most commercial mixes. Quick snacks. Quickly prepare warm after-school snacks are possible with minimal effort. School children will want to make many of these recipes for themselves. Many of these quick recipes can be a special treat for unexpected company. Variation of liquids. Many of the following recipes call for fruit juices as a liquid since the dry milk solids are incorporated in the mix. These fruit juices add variety as well as nutritional value. Hints on the mix. Use a mix with your own recipe. Should you have a special recipe that we have not adapted for use with the Missouri mix, you may substitute 1 1/2 cups of the mix for each cup of the flour called for in your recipe. The mix will contain the necessary baking powder, salt, fat, and milk. Using oil. Oil cannot be substituted for solid fat in the Missouri mix. However, if you first make up a mix of only the dry ingredients, you may add oil and liquid to this dry mix as you make each recipe. The mix without the fat makes 10 cups. If you do this, just add 2 tablespoons of oil and 2 tablespoons of additional liquid to the liquid called for in the recipe and follow mixing directions as given. All oil in the mix makes satisfactory biscuits, muffins, and coffee cakes, but cakes are not satisfactory. Measuring mix for recipes. Do not sift mix. Stir lightly before measuring. Lift lightly into the cup and level with spatula. So it says to store this mix in tightly covered container. Mixture may be measured into definite amounts, stored in plastic bags or jars, and be ready for speedy mixing of your favorite recipe. Missouri mix made with vegetable shortening may be stored at room temperature for 6 weeks. Mix made with lard should be refrigerated. So I hope y'all enjoy this mix, and like I said, I will try to leave the link below for the other mix that I made on my other channel. So see y'all later, and God bless.